What a season it's been for Wycombe forward Richard Kone, and what a journey to get to this point on the cusp of reaching Wembley. He arrived in England back in 2019 to play in the Homeless World Cup, an annual tournament for teams of homeless people that started in 1999. He then began playing for Athletic Newham in non-league football before grabbing the attention of Wycombe, who signed Kone in January last year. Since then, he scored 21 goals in 58 appearances and won 3 League One team and individual awards this season. He has been a brilliant player for Wycombe this season. You both have African heritage. You know how much it means for players from Africa to achieve success in English football. But this one is quite a story, Nige.
Yeah, it's a great story. I think Bayo probably could add it more to it than myself with his close connection to Wycombe, really.
Yeah, listen, if Hollywood was going to have a script or a story, this would be it. I mean, look, he played in a Homeless World Cup. He then went to Athletic Newham, played 109 games, scored 88 goals. So you're a born goal scorer, you know.
Because he had trials as well at some Premier League teams who were interested in Championship teams. He had a choice of clubs to go to.
Yep, and then he went to Wycombe, and I say Wycombe, great club, it develops, and it just testament to his mentality, to what he's had to go through outside the game. And then he comes and then scores goals. Listen, I mean, Wycombe, there was bids in January to take him, and Wycombe had to keep hold of him just because of the person he is on the pitch as well as what he is off the pitch. But to be fair, I do want to say that I've had reliable sources that he's watched a lot of my goals for Wycombe. I'm just putting that out there.
That's where he learned it from,
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying it's me, I'm just putting it out there. But no, all jokes aside, if he turns up today, he's a problem. And I wish nothing but success for him.
I was going to add to that, Ad. It's just like, it's like you said, the journey. It's the journey he's had to experience. Well, obviously African heritage, and we know so many African players who've been inspired by seeing players like us when we had the opportunity to want to pursue it, because culturally we've been pushed in different directions when we were younger. Our parents would say to you that if you don't be a lawyer, a doctor or accountant, you're a failure to the family. Football was not seen as a successful career or a respectable career from where we come from. So when you go through the journey that he's had to go through and the experience he's had to go through, that is great character and determination to get here, to what he's been through. And there's so many other players as well. But, you know, credit to Kone, what he's done.
Apart from just playing like you, what's the best assets of his game? What do we look out for?
Oh, to be fair, he's strong, he's fast. To be fair, he didn't get the speed from me because I didn't have the speed. I'm just going to throw that out there. But, no, he scores all types of goals. And, you know, he's a constant threat. You'll see. And the worst thing, he'll score left foot, right foot, running behind, bring others into play. I mean, the ceiling for him is just he can go to as high as he can go because he can do everything.
Do you think Wycombe will keep hold of him if they don't make the playoff final this year?
I am more worried that if they don't get promoted, Kone will go. I think it's that I think he's that good, and I think there's a lot of clubs looking, sniffing around him, and if they don't get promoted, like players, you want to play and test yourself at the highest level. And the worry is, he's 21, the worry is if Wycombe don't get promoted, he may not be there.
Yeah, those kind of numbers in League One, they translate to Championship and potentially higher. But they're not just a one-man team. They've got Cameron Humphreys has had a great season as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Humphreys for me. I mean, you've got to be a player if you get voted Fans Player of the Season and you've got a striker that scored 21 goals. And I think the best compliment I can give Humphreys is he plays similar to Cole Palmer. You know, he gets in the position. Look how he comes in. This is Messi-esque. He comes in, he's timing, just caresses it into the back of the net. And his vision, his footballing IQ. At the age of 21, he's on loan from Ipswich, and again, it's the way, you know, sometimes we say football's very robotic. He is that kind of maverick, the way he plays. He gets himself, watch this ball, look at that ball. He just, the way he sees passes is unlucky there. It's just his movement, the way he sees the game, the way he plays the game. This now, if Messi did this pass, people would be going insane. Watch how, look how he sees this pass. It's just, he does that he's done that all season. He's very, very effective in the way he plays. He's just a joy to watch.
Yeah, he's a really, really good player. Kind of Rolls-Royce player, isn't he, at this level?
Yeah.
Gareth McCleary notwithstanding, obviously, the 38-year-old, the rest of the side is quite youthful when it comes to Wycombe. They've got a lot of young players in this team. Nige, does that worry you a little bit going into the playoffs, where we've talked, haven't we, all week about mentality, psychology in these games when you've got a lot of young players to rely on?
I don't think so, no. I think it depends on the individual. We use that quite a bit about our young players, but when you've got a young player that is playing way wiser than he's actually aged, that's fine. If you know you can trust this young player, and that comes from the element of being a manager. When you speak to these players, your day-to-day interaction, yes, he might be 21, but he's playing like he's 24, 25. I know I can trust him already as a manager, even though he's so young. So I think it's more so the personal relationship that you have, that you can decide as a manager whether they're ready and you can trust them in these big occasions. And I think for me, with those young lads there, that they're ready and fine with it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch how they get on today in that pressure at the Valley.